here to help us commemorate our vacations with a beautiful wine rack inspired by the lakes of Michigan. As someone who knows a thing or two about Michigan, our very own Michigander, Maria.
Yes, I am a diehard Michigander. It's one of my favorite places ever to visit. My family's still there. And when we'd go on the lakes, we'd see these beautiful pieces of driftwood. So I wanted to create natural art. Why not get craft supplies out in nature? And so that's what I did to create this beautiful artwork over here so that it's functional as well, that you can store your wine. And in a couple different ways, we have this massive one up here, and then the wines, the single ones hanging here. And it's beautiful and actually pretty simple to do.
Yeah, and you're very familiar with all the lakes of Michigan. I mean, you practically spent your whole life on the lakes.
Exactly, my whole life. And I am born and raised in Saginaw, Michigan. My family and I spent so much time on Lake Huron in the Saginaw Bay area. And there's nothing quite like it. It's absolutely beautiful. And the Great Lakes Bay region has so many ways to get out onto the water.
That's true.
It's so great. And I'm excited to show you about some of these things. So the Fun Ships Cruise in Frankenmuth, you can do a wine and chocolate tasting. Yes, please. You had me at chocolate. And there's also a 10,000-acre Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge. And you can go with Johnny Panther Quest Eco Tours. And it's so much fun. You just out into nature. And then they also have the Tall Ships Appledore with day and evening sails on Lake Huron. This is Lake Huron. And the largest mast is 76 feet tall.
Which is really high.
Which is so big. And this year they're celebrating 20 years of shipboard education.
That's very cool.
Wonderful. I think that's fantastic. I'd love to get on one of those ships.
They're so cool,
There's nothing like it.
There really
isn't. It feels so refined.
Small?
And
small.
I don't have that problem generally.
Tiny. All right, so let's talk about this DIY. I love what you did with just finding pieces of nature and bringing them indoors, and this is beautiful.
Okay, well, thank you, Marky. I can't take any credit for the driftwood being beautiful, but I can take credit for putting
the display.
So these, like you can see here, this is a good example just right here. This is what they are. So the driftwood is not, they're not hanging on the driftwood.
I know,
the
but
driftwood
I love
is hanging on
I love that.
Okay.
So it's an illusion.
Yeah,
It means they're secure.
Yes, they're secure on there. So
important.
what you do is actually you hang these up first. So you want to put the driftwood up and then mark with a pencil. Because see, they're at different heights. So go with whatever driftwood you have, and go with like the way it's like up and down. So this one's lower, this one's higher. Mark it with a pencil, and then you can drill it into the wall like you see here. And then these ones are cool because these were smaller pieces that you just did single ones just like that, and then just tied them on with some really just easy twine as well.
So how do you actually anchor it to the anchor?
So you want to make sure,
Wait, that's the anchor,
exactly.
Right? So how are we going to anchor
So what we have over here, you can see, you want to make sure and usually like the wine racks usually come with these, but you want to use an actual anchor into the wall. Exactly, and then that will secure your wine into the wall. So in case you don't have a stud or something like that. So then we have, I was waiting for a joke, Mark. If you
I was not going to make a joke about finding a stud.
Yes.
Or a nautical joke. We were just talking about the boats. Wow, that was an opportunity missed, Mr. Simon.
I'm just saying, I have so much respect for Michigan just because I grew up in the Midwest.
It's beautiful.
It really is so beautiful.
And so you do double knot, put this guy on, and then what you want to do is just lots of tying. And then you just do this here.
Just going around and around.
Around and around and around.
The Great Lakes Bay region truly is so beautiful. You know, my in-laws are from there, so I've spent a lot of time up there too. I'm telling you, some of the most beautiful hiking trails and bridges. Like, look at this beautiful bridge and look at all the hiking trails around it. So beautiful. People ride their bikes over there. There you go. Actually, they're riding their bikes. I see it and it happens. And then also, there's a lot of water activities that you can do on the lakes, like kayaking, people water ski. People say, when they get to Michigan, they say, why didn't you tell me it was so beautiful? And people who live in Michigan say, I've been trying to tell you. It is really, it's stunning. It's just stunning.
It's absolutely beautiful. So I would use a little bit more twine. I'm sorry. On here, use a little bit more twine. And then you can cut those off, and then you just put your wine on there.
You put your wine.
Yeah, so the little bit more twine is going to secure it a little bit better. But there you have it right there.
What about this one? This is way. This is not going on a wall, I hope.
No, this is not going on the wall.
A few wall anchors for this one.
Yes, so this is absolutely beautiful. It makes for a great end table situation, like something like that, or to put in a centerpiece. So then you have your for bigger pieces like this. This is just a wood piece right here that you can either nail it in there, use some glue, make it really secure. here, and because you're putting wine on here, so you want to make it very secure. And look at how beautiful that is. Yes. And so working with the way that it is kind of like moving, you can get some other pieces of driftwood. And so what I just did
is fascinating.
Isn't it amazing? So just grabbing some other pieces of driftwood,
and
you put it in kind of
glue and nails.
Yeah. So what you do is you want to put the driftwood on and kind of see where it fits. Use the glue to kind of initially secure it, and then what I did is I actually used a drill with a drill bit to make the first hole, because you just nail it in.
Yeah.
It's
Crack
gonna
the wood.
split. Yeah. So then
Pilot
you use
hole
the
for
finishing nail just to get it in there, and so you can see that's what I'm going to do here. And so you just get it all the way in, just like so, and it is secure. And then you can just put your Michigan wine right on there, like so. And if you were worried about any like little pieces at the end, like if you felt like it wasn't secure here, you can glue some of the pieces on at the bottom.
Just
like
at the just go in like this.
Wow,
that just sits in there perfectly.
It sits in there very securely, and if you were concerned, just add a little bit more of the driftwood along the side.
You know, nothing is more beautiful than nature. It really is.
It really isn't.
So beautiful.
And what a piece! It's a conversation piece.
It really is. It's so
because it's the story that goes along with it.
Exactly.
Let me tell you where I got that piece of driftwood. Walking in the beaches of Michigan.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria. What a great idea.
All right. So the last thing is adding the wine.
And the last thing is adding the wine.
We're done.
No, you're short one bottle.
And two.
Oh my, what's happening? For more information on exciting summer activities in Michigan's Bay City region, check out michigan.org.